Hey, it's Seth, and welcome to this first Q&A session for the marketing seminar. What an amazing start. Thousands of you are here, showing up in the discussion boards, digging in, connecting, generously seeing each other. I'm just thrilled. So thanks for getting us off to this super start. The first session of Q&A will naturally have most of the questions about technology because that's what we've been hearing about the most. Not surprising, learning a new platform isn't easy. There are always things that don't work quite right or that you don't understand. So I want to dive in and talk about three things first, and then we'll get to the content. The first thing, are you assigned to a neighborhood yet? Here's a simple screen share to show you how to do it. Okay, this is going to be really fast. Here I am at lesson 1, the first video you saw, getting started and finding your neighborhood. I scroll down and there's the text with the assignment. Right there it says, please click here to get assigned a neighborhood. I do. And I just type in my name and I will get assigned a neighborhood. So if my name was Tom Bishop, go. There it is. Askinosie is the name of my neighborhood. It's the last word. For those of you who are curious, we've named these neighborhoods after people who have done interesting work using marketing. Sean Askinosie is the namesake for this one. I click and it takes me right to the neighborhood. The second thing, now that you've got your neighborhood assigned, you'll need to go to that neighborhood, our discussion board, which we call Moot, which is used by more than 1 million people every day around the world. It's designed to be fast moving. It's not a typical, rigid, threaded discussion board. It's more like the commons outside the classrooms where you can bump into people right here, right now, and have your conversation. It's supposed to be noisy. It's supposed to move fast. So to get there and to start using it, follow this simple screen share. Okay, so you see lessons in general and tech help. I'm going to click lessons. Lessons is the place you're going to go when you want to comment or help other people with the videos. You'll see there a whole place where I can comment. But the thing you must do first is click this button here that says login. See it over there? I click that and I get this login window. In the login window, don't click any of these things. Don't click up here. Hit this button at the bottom that says, or create a new account. Click there. Give a username, email, password. Then you join. You're in. Only 2 more steps. When you get an email from Moot confirming your address, please click on it. And then once you get in, go to your settings and upload a photo. Once you've done this, you're in. So as you can see, there's all this discussion that's just waiting for you to join in. Can't wait to hear from you. Thanks so much. The third thing is a tip that a lot of you don't know that I think will help a bunch. We intentionally chose Moot to keep things moving fast. But as a result, you tend to see what's going on right now. What happens if you want to see how people are responding to what you said or how they're responding to the replies you've posted? It turns out there's a simple, easy trick that will let you find just that anytime you're looking for it. Here's the screencast on how to do it. So here I am in the Ash neighborhood general, and if you scroll down, there's a lot going on, which is great. Find something you're interested in, chime in, contribute. But what would happen if you wanted to see how people are reacting to what you said? Because what you can do with anything is, yes, you can start your own conversation up here, but the real power is when you come down here, look at the replies, and then hit this button that says reply. So where do you find your replies and the replies people had to your work? Well, it turns out if you just put your name right up there and click on it, up comes your profile. Now, a couple things I want to say about the profile. The first one is this. See this little button with your picture in it? Make sure your picture is there. If it's not, just click that button and you can put in a picture. It's worth it. But the main thing I want to talk about, my profile. Click that button, and what I'm going to see are all the threads I am part of. So if I scroll down here, you can see that I responded to this generous thread. So there you go. It's that simple. It's not a perfect threaded discussion board, but it is a chaotic, generous, noisy place where you can go to hear and be heard. Thanks. And the last thing I'll say about this is we are going to be adding new ways for you to connect and communicate. We're waiting until the 12th when the session closes so that we can do it with everyone at the same time. But suffice it to say, your contributions in the discussion board are priceless. Keep doing them. Find people you like and respect. Connect with them ever more. Okay, so now some real content. First, some names that jumped out at me as being particularly generous. Sonia, Remy, Gerard, Janet. I can't mention everybody, but the attitude that people are bringing here is fabulous. Here are 3 things that I notice or that I want to answer. Number 1, what does it mean when I talk about what change are you seeking to make? Here's what it doesn't mean. I am seeking to change the size of my business. I am seeking to get more people to buy from me. I am seeking to get the client I work for better known. That's not the change I am talking about. That change is traditional. That change is the way we were taught as marketers to think and act. But that's not where the empathy comes in. The change I'm talking about is this. I'm Harley Davidson. I want to turn outsiders into insiders. I'm Apple Computer. I want to turn people who have bad taste about digital goods into people with good taste about digital goods. Hi, I'm Starbucks. I want to give disconnected people a third place where they can connect with one another. Or, hi, I'm Starbucks. I want to turn pre-caffeinated people into caffeinated people, and I'd like them to be able to do that with pleasure. What you'll notice about all 3 is that none of them involve buying something from the company. The change is generic in the sense that I am seeking to change someone from this spot where they aren't as happy to this spot where they are happier. What is the change I am trying to make? Who specifically am I trying to change? So what that requires you to do, number 2, is throw out your traditional measures. Throw out the metrics you are usually using to report to your boss or your partner, and instead look at the metrics of someone who seeks to change themselves has. What is it that they are measuring? How do you make their number go up? This isn't easy, but that's why we're going to cycle on it many times. Because when you get this part right, then everything changes. Danny Meyer runs the Union Square Cafe and many other important restaurants in New York City. And someone commented the other day about the sprezzatura, the attitude of the people who work there. And what they said is the staff at this restaurant don't want you to be impressed. They want you to be happy. So that's what Union Square Cafe does. They change people who have choices from people who are frustrated or intimidated or unhappy when they go out to dinner into people who are happy. Now, that can't work for everybody. Different people want different things. But once you find your group, you can figure out how to change them. So that's the biggest takeaway here. Third one, I want to answer a question that Sean asked about Brunei, a country that you and I have never been to. And the question was basically, how can someone in a small place have an impact in a very big world? Here's what I would like to help people see. Your job here and in your work is not to find the biggest possible market. It is not to grow to the biggest possible size. That the way we do this work actually is to find the smallest possible market. By possible, I don't mean one person. I mean the smallest you can live with. If you can find the smallest audience you can live with and delight them and focus on them and obsess over them, something amazing is going to happen. You're going to get bigger. You're going to have more impact. So anyone who's answered their questions talking about everyone, we want to help everyone. We want to help Americans. We want to help left-handed people. It's too big. Smaller, smaller, smaller. We'll get to big. But right now, what's the smallest possible market? So there you go. It's our first Saturday Q&A. These things are going to keep happening over and over and over again for months. So take your time. Find other people, connect with them, help them with their thing. Learn to see what they don't see. Share it with them, teach them, and repeat. And if you're having trouble with any technology, if you're not in a neighborhood, if you're having trouble logging in, just let us know. Let other people know. We're here to help. Thanks for being here.